here we are, Remo. It is the last upper semi-final here or the first semi-final in the winter season here at DreamHack. DK for Happy, HawK on the other side decides to go for an Archmage. That's pretty much the norm. The norm is also in these best of 5 series that Happy usually starts a bit slow in comparison to what he brings to the table on these maps 4 and 5. And HawK, if he wants to have a shot, I think it's incredibly important for him to already take this first map.
Yeah, I would agree. This is also one of the better maps for human, not necessarily because of the creep route. That one can be a bit tough in the early, but especially the peasant protection at the expansion has been perfected here so well. You have to play the bouncer footy, you have to have the protective tower, you have to protect your workforce, the peasants need to be secured, and you need to make sure you don't lose too many. If only 2 or so die in the early game, that's fine. We've even seen games where not a single peasant dies because the human has a perfectly set up defense. That is all, of course, much easier said than done, but HawK is going to have to pull out all the stops against Happy here.
Hopefully his practice went well. Hopefully he has the momentum, because if things don't really go his way, we oftentimes see that he gives up on a map 3. But in this tournament, he was facing defeat plenty of times. Against Starbuck, of course, in the first round. Against Thorzen in the lower bracket. Thorzen was up twice. Then we saw that against Starbuck as well in the lower bracket final. HawK always fought back. So it's a very momentum-based matchup, especially between these two competitors, and a little bit of speed here already for HawK with the Claws of Attack.
Yeah, excellent item drops so far for both Claws and Circlet. Exactly what you want. HawK now hoping for the Claws +9. This would be amazing drops, or as Todd likes to call it, the Infeed DLC. Not quite that. Gets the parry up, which can be... Honestly, in the early game it's not good, but late game it can protect an Archmage very well. Or also a Mountain King. Happy though with 2 great finds. Double intelligence, +5 int. That makes quite the difference, honestly, on the DK.
Yeah, a lot of people will now think, oh yeah, it's gonna be great for the Lich later on, but this already boosts the mana pool to 345. That is 5 coils and a bit, including the mana regeneration. 5 coils oftentimes are 5 dead peasants. HawK, can you go to level 3? The bouncer is ready. He's in position on the left-hand side. He sees there's no tower yet, and on the upper side, there is no bouncer. HawK, what can you do against this harass?
Gonna take out that bouncer. Slight mistake by HawK at creeping. He took too much damage on the footy. Water Elemental must have been ensnared or something. We didn't quite see that one, but that hurts. 1 peasant down, 2. That's gonna be 3. So far, still okay, but more might be following. Surprisingly, Happy didn't bring a second Rod of Necromancy.
Yeah, also no backpack on the Fiend. That is atypical. Maybe he thinks that HawK is gonna walk into the shoes of Johnny Cage and try to go for these rifle play that kind of surprised him yesterday on this very map.
DK still with good mana left. +7 intelligence. That's such a big deal. Undead, of course, all about mana, which is why they're gonna get so much stronger on tier 2 with statues. That is happening soon, as the Halls of the Dead are finishing for Happy. Now got the new Rod of Necromancy. Ideally, you will always want to be aggressive across the map to try to find kills against the peasants, of course, but even if you can't find them, you will force the human to stay on their side, because now that the Archmage is level 3, there's also danger of HawK playing a run-by against the Acolytes.
He's trying to. Got a tele staff. Very, very mobile now. Not the most typical play we ever see from human to go for that. Can help a lot though. Footman ready to defend at home. How well are the splits going to go? Archmage is back. Decides to not be aggressive. And the peasants are in position for repair. He needs quite some repair to get this Arcane Tower up.
Another cancel. That is so painful not having the arcane. Perhaps started that next arcane attempt a little bit too late. Takes out the towers. More peasants are falling.
This is not the greatest start for HawK into the series. Fiends are hurt, trying to get the tower up again, but skeletons are continuing to ravage this peasant economy. Oh man, this is so painful. And the DK, as you said, got a new Rod of Necromancy. More skeletons coming.
Lich on the way. Not actually bringing any items. Saving all the gold that he could here for more units. The statue coming. And fiends to be following soon after. For sure.
Huh, interesting. No mana potion, no third rod of necromancy. Therefore, a very, very fast tier 3 tech.
Shop comes up now, off to the side. HawK doesn't want to have it cancelled. But because of the continuous pressure by Happy, can't really build too good of a base here. These towers are extremely exposed and so easy to cancel for the fiends. Nova on the Archmage. Be careful.
Man, the right clicks of 2 fiends and a lich. Incredible. All the repair speed in the world doesn't help during the upgrade progress. Double circlet now, passed on. Maximum efficiency for Happy, not wasting any time. And that is +7 damage now on the Lich, and 2 more Nova. Archmage is level 3, gets the blacksmith up, tower at 60%, tech running.
Alright, HawK needs to get to tier 3 as quickly as he can. Once he has triple hero and knights and gyros, the human can bring it back even if they've been suffering. But just getting to that stage can oftentimes be too hard to accomplish against Happy.
Oh, deny by HawK, that's important. Want to delay the level 3 DK as much as possible. Region scroll and the footmen, they're waiting for the defend for their big upgrade. And HawK, will he finally have the time to get the tower up? It looks good for now, the best it ever looked, but the statue is here making things more miserable. Finishes the blacksmith.
One tower finally standing. The second one coming up behind it. Only arcanes, by the way. This could be quite vulnerable to a destroyer push, but Happy really doesn't like to play those destroyers anymore. If they're held, that push is held with destroyers, then the transition is pretty weak for the undead, because gyros, of course, will be coming in. Happy nowadays is relying much more on banshees, even master banshees in the late game, which have proven so hard to deal with for the humans.
Backpack coming now to be able to grab up the orb, the ever so strong Orb of Corruption that counters the defense. 2 arcane towers up now, but arcane towers don't do much against fiends. You want guard towers against that. 2 water elementals kinda low, would be good experience, but so far it looks like HawK is consolidating here and has started the castle tech.
Alright. 2 minutes until castle is done. We have a workshop coming, no second barracks yet. Lumber for HawK is not looking amazing. There we see it now. Second barracks at the expo. I like that. It's gonna once again make assaulting that harder for Happy. He picks up the orb. It's a favorite thing for Undead to do on this map. Pick up the orb, fall back if you have to. Leave the pressure be for a while, and then you can creep 2 big camps in the middle. But Happy, look at that. Goes for the pit lord and a heavy commitment for pressure. Archmage, very far forward, needs to be careful, but doesn't quite eat the Nova. Happy wastes absolutely no time creeping. He wants to bust this base right now.
That barracks will probably not finish, not with 1 peasant building it. Destroyers up in the air. Massive power spike for Happy. And how well can HawK hold this? The Mountain King is on the other side. Why is he not in this defense? Seems like HawK is completely overwhelmed with this attack.
First Arcane gonna be taken out. There's gonna be a backup. Pit Lord already getting drained, being pretty low mana now. But of course the Undead tier 3 has come online, and this is where footies are just simply a joke. HawK needs Knights as quickly as he can, but Happy's timing is hitting so fast. Knights are still a ways out.
Crazy timing for Happy. Cutting corners everywhere. Mountain King in trouble. Heal potion needs it early, but oh, Cloak of Shadows, okay. For how long will that help against a player like Happy? Needs to wait for the next potion, needs to wait till the cooldown is off, but that looks like HawK is just suffering. Oh, the next rain! Oh no, it's mass murder! Everything getting grilled here. That peasant line is toast.
Happy hyper aggressive this game. He crept 2 camps only, nothing else. Looking at the Lich, he's not even level 2 yet. We don't have frost armor, which against Knights would be a big problem. But Happy's timing is so crisp, so sharp, that the Knights aren't even ready yet.
100 miles an hour up until this human expansion. HawK, he reached tier 3 finally. He's waiting for better times, for Knights, for Paladin. He's gathering all the available forces, has replenished that peasant line now, so he still has double income. But at what cost? That Pit Lord will fall off in the very, very late game, if HawK ever reaches that.
Now HawK would like nothing better here than just push the undead back, force them to retreat, macro up, get a big army, and then start creeping. This MK has gotten 1 green camp so far. He got a cloak, which is actually kind of useful. But still HawK struggling with a tiny army. HawK needs a supply lead, but he's 12 supply down.
What a perfect timing to reach level 2 here from all these peasants. Mountain King never had the time to properly heal up. Also, the shop was killed before he got the potion. He has to wait for the pally. Now Frost Armor is ready, but this is also where Knights come in. The Knights won't have the easiest time. Happy retreating here, probably saw the pally. Threatening an attack. He was the Holy Light. Archmage far in the back. This is HawK's moment.
Targeting the first fiend right away, but there's the Frost Armor that finished, or became available rather, just at the perfect moment. We have some gyros flying in, but not too many. They're all getting webbed. Hardly any of them can even attack. The Fiend saved again. Happy has not lost a single unit so far this game, keeping everything alive here as well with the coil, and takes out so many units. And that's how Undead can play 1 base versus 2 base, by being hyper efficient, by losing nothing and killing a lot of things on the enemy side.
And who's more efficient than Happy? I've yet to see that player. Blacksmith gone. And man, HawK was throwing so many peasants into it. I think his deny game, not 100% on point. I've seen Human doing better than this. Is a lot of fed XP. And once again, he's flying in with the flying machines. 4 of them immediately webbed. This is the last stand here. Pally has a lot of mana, can heal quite some stuff. He's trying to take out the fiends to reduce the damage and to get rid of these pesky webs. But the gyros are just getting picked up one after the next.
The destroyers are utterly unchallenged, and so is Happy's army. The statues in the back still healing away. Only 3 heroes left for HawK, and they are nowhere close to where they need to be able to hold on against this onslaught. DK getting closer to level 4, by the way. Happy's finding so many kills, and once the arcane falls, he can easily dive in with the heroes against the expansion. Gonna take out this tower. That opens also the door for the ghouls to harass, and Happy on his way to win map 1.
Blacksmith has to be rebuilt. Peasants against Cleave now absolutely slaughtered. HawK trying to squeeze out the last gold bits out of that mine, but that is gone now. What can Human do without double income? Desperately trying to find some helpful items on the right hand side and get some level 2, somehow level 4 maybe. Happy is using some time here to make sure this town hall will never mine again. That is a couple of moments for HawK, but then he's on 1 base, and how do you get back from there?
Yeah, HawK at this point hoping for a mistake by Happy. They are rare, but sometimes they do happen. Yeah. Leveling up as much as he can, but now that the expo is gone, Happy should be on the chase momentarily, looking to punish this Human even more.
On the other side, Happy is going for double temple. If HawK is ever going to build knights again, then well, Banshees are gonna take over. Another parry apt, as you said, pretty good for the late game. We do have an orb, we do have a staff, we have decent damage on the Archmage, but there's just no ground army. Look at how long this takes HawK to just finish a Tuska.
Yeah, pretty painful when you don't have knights, or hardly any knights. The Lich, by the way, 39 intelligence. Not bad. He's gonna have a lot of Novas to use, which are now also level 2. DK got 4, Pitlord is 3.
Oh, gyros in web range? Not really. I like the greedy creeping by HawK. Going for the red spot, hoping for a big mana potion, maybe on the upper Tuska spot. This is what he has to do. Happy is getting the middle. Okay, that's for sure. Cuck's pipe. Oh, that's the motivating here.
Perhaps at least level 3 MK. Not quite, actually. Also missing a bit for that. Paladin having no Divine Shield does look worrisome. If he's a bit too far forward, Coil Nova could swiftly become his end.
So many gyros, Remo. He's playing all gyros, is he not?
2 knights, at least. Trying to get up to 50, I guess. Bank some more, creep some more. But of course he has to entirely avoid Happy for a long time.
But then at some point the map is empty, Remo. We already have 4-3-3 heroes on the undead side. They're not getting weaker. Will HawK be able to get the second red spot? Happy's gonna be busy here, but of course with Coil Nova creeping this so fast. Picks up another item, more mana, Talisman of Evasion as well. Book of the Dead actually not too bad, as there is no dispel. Are we getting these human levels? I don't think so. Not prior to the next fight, because that's about to happen right now.
This is a ton of gyros. They should certainly be able to beat the destroyers, but on the ground, Happy may reign supreme. Coil Nova on the Paladin right away is dropping low quickly. Lots of damage onto him. Has to be staffed. Saved that way. Archmage also in problems. Needs to TP out to save himself. One more knight is gonna fall. I think both destroyers were killed.
I think one was saved. Yeah, is on the way to the base now to heal up there. Banshees have master training already. So you know what? I don't hate the mass gyros. You know me, I've always been a fan of mass gyros. Please don't make fun of that anymore. But they can't be possessed. They do somewhat damage against Banshees with landmines, and they're cheap. And if you build knights now, they're getting stolen. You don't have the tech tree for breakers because you don't have sanctums. Like, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, may as well try something. Claws plus 12 on the Pit Lord. Oh my god. He's relying on the cleave now.
Well, another reason to go for gyros, eh? Pit Lord can't hit them.
Yeah, if the gyros are clumped up, the Rain of Fire may be pretty dangerous. But yeah, he's got the gyro bombs. I guess the plan is now to... Alright, tap out. No chance to win this anymore. GG, 1-0 for Happy.
I like that plan considering how the game was going. Usually if you lose your expo before you've banked a lot of golds, you've already lost, because if the undead goes Banshees, which is exactly what Happy did here, there's no way you can get breakers, mortars, or tanks, like, which is all thing like you're just stuck on knights, which is the worst you need to have against somebody who has a lot of Banshees. So yeah, once the expo fell, HawK was too far behind. If you look at this game, or if you look at any series of HawK, you might think, like, what is he doing? He's just playing really bad, or like, this is not the usual HawK, or maybe he's not that good. Wrong on every count here. HawK is an amazing player, it's just that Happy doesn't make any mistakes. Like, where most undead players would show up at the expo 20 seconds late, 10 seconds late, and that would be enough for HawK to, you know, maybe buy the orb and stuff, for example. Like, he lost his shop and was zoned away from it just before he could buy anything from it. Happy doesn't make those mistakes. Everything is as close to flawless as possible. And that's why he punishes you the whole way with, like, everything that he can. Every single move, every timing, every attack, every little micro. Like, he sniped one of those peasants that was repairing the blacksmith with, I think he was, like, 2 Fiend shot away and a Nova. Like, perfectly just before pulling back. I mean, if you're HawK here, and you look at this game, you might think, okay, well, this is really hard, I don't know what to do. But realistically, there is a lot of mistakes that were made that you can pick up on. He overmade gyros. Like, there was, like, what, 1, 2 destroyers? I think he was just praying that Happy would overmake destroyers, which that's just almost never going to happen.
Yeah, I wonder, Todd, from your expert analysis, Mountain King and Footman were creeping when the timing hit. Was HawK just completely overwhelmed and surprised by the timing of Happy?
I don't think he was surprised. I mean, it did hit pretty fast. And HawK, by the way, he barely missed a second of tech when he reached tier 2. Like, he started Mountain King immediately. Then he started improved lumber harvesting. And then he started castle tech, maybe 4 or 5 seconds after tier 2 finished. Ideally, you want to start it instantly. Maybe that played a role because castle tech unlocks, and that's when you should buy orb and staff immediately. And remember, he was by a few seconds not able to buy it. So Happy, I think he did enough with the aggression where he gets a couple kills. That always messes up a good amount with the tech timing of the human and his lumber. And that's all he needs to achieve. He doesn't need to completely wreck the human at the expo in the start. A little bit of damage, that's enough for him to start getting ahead.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't harp on the mass gyros too much. The blacksmith was killed, resources were low, and without blacksmith, of course, no knights. And he couldn't make anything but gyros and maybe footman, but you don't want to play footman against late game undead.
Well, he remade the blacksmith in the main, right?
Yeah, but for a certain time, he couldn't remake them then. Anyway, map 2, Happy so far, not too many flaws. Here, HawK was very, very good with tanks. Let's see if it happens again on Tidehunters.
Python has a few specifics going for itself. It's a very easy, fast expansion for any race. And there's also no mercenary camp, as is the case on many maps nowadays. This makes it a prime candidate for a Cryptlord play, Cryptlord expansion, something that more and more undeads are moving back towards again. Happy is not one of them. Until yesterday, I thought that Happy never played Cryptlord Expo against any human, but apparently he did once or twice, but hasn't in a long time. Still entirely trusts his mechanics with the Tet Fiend harass. HawK will know this is coming, but even if you know it's coming, it's far from easy to defend that, right?
Did I just see that right? Was he just smiling in the starts? Almost like laughing to himself. Like my preview is like pretty small, but I'm pretty sure he was smiling here for a little bit. I wonder if Happy ever has like naughty thoughts. He's just like at the start of the game, he's in a good mood. He's like, I'm destroying these dudes. He can't beat me. He just can't. I mean, I wouldn't fault him. He'd be right. Because HawK does not really beat Happy, except apparently what's 5% of the time.
Yeah, in the WC3 Champions final, they met twice, and he took 3 maps in total off of Happy. Very impressive there. More than any other player in that tournament. But in the end, Happy made it through the lower bracket to win the whole thing in the end. See a bit of creeping at the beginning.
That was a series where Happy's mistake was very clear, by the way. Like, looking at that series, I was like, this is a bit weird. Like, he usually would never make that one. And then he definitely corrected that when they met again in the lower bracket finals.
We saw some really good items before. Claws for Happy, Ring for Archmage. This is not the start that HawK wants. But it's going to be creeping the expansion early on, and the DK won't be around to really do anything about that. But the new meta for Undead Harass is to let this expansion happen anyways. Keep creeping, ideally to level 2, pick up a new rod, and then go back to harass and kill as many peasants as you can.
Oh, another ring for HawK. This is kind of annoying. You got the marketplace nearby to go and buy some of your own damage items, but sometimes, you know, the RNG just hates you and also puts a bunch of defensive items in there, and then you're just not able to build any sort of damage yourself, which you kind of need for when the undead attacks, not just against their units, but also against the skeletons. They are the highest damage units in what's going to be attacking you.
And there we go. We see the circle being picked up. Inventory on Happy already looking great. Before against Johnny Cage, when he tried to harass right here, he decided to fall back because the defense was too good. And we see it again. This is a great thing on Tidehunters. Tower on one side, Footy on the other, and the peasants are super well protected. And this time the Fiend isn't quite fast enough to open up that bouncer block and to expose the peasants. And so far, well, a single peasant has died, right? Good start.
Yeah. And I think he just stole the Murloc with just units without even using the coil. Got it in one of the Skelly. And he's trying to secure the Murloc Huntsman, looks like. No, he goes for the Water Elemental. I mean, those do give quite a good amount of experience. Let's see if HawK gets to deny. He gets it. Very nicely done.
Every bit of experience here matters. Level 3 is a huge level up for both. The double rings, of course, for HawK. Not good. Whereas the peasant count is looking marvelous for HawK, the experience isn't. I think it would be wise for Happy to just keep playing aggressively right here, because once the Lich comes and statues are in, to hold on against that with only level 1 elementals is really tough.
I think HawK should definitely check the marketplace now. Skeleton still attempts. Not going to be able to get it. That was maybe a little close, actually. Trying to get another Water Elemental. Can he get this one? Happy might double fake it to get it. Nope, just one last hit thanks to that +7 damage on the DK. Lol.
Taking a look again, we have some more claws.
Wow, and that's a steal away from HawK as well. Not only does he get it for himself and his Lich, he also takes that away. I can't believe that HawK didn't check. Because you fast expand, you're going to have plenty of gold. I really like, though, that HawK saved a lot of footmen on mid hit points and he's getting a shop early to be able to heal them all back up.
Ideally, we would like to delay this shop until the tech has started, but here he needs it right away. Tier 2, not quite initiated yet. HawK waiting for the lumber. Also power building the lumber mill. Power building it hard. And we'll start the tech in a moment. For Happy, we see the Lich coming. Slaughterhouse. Ziggurat after. For a while, Happy used to tech super greedy, right? Like a year ago, maybe. 30 supply, instantly tech after you get Slaughterhouse and Ziggurat. but nowadays stays on tier 2 a bit longer. Wants to get a lot of fiends and a lot of statues right away.
Yeah, you'll have access to destroyers and orb later, but you'll have your statue earlier and one more fiend, which when you're pushing like this, is just so perfect to have additional damage. Make sure that you keep all the fiends alive and just apply more pressure, which is really what killed HawK last game. Like, it was that whole pressure. If there is slightly less pressure applied, then you see a few less mistakes from him. You don't see his Mountain King, like going to creep a small camp with men on their own. You see him getting orb and staff.
This lich is gonna be so nuts. There's a mantle on the ground as well. One more footy goes down. DK now almost level 3. Was that side creeping with Militia enough for 3 on the Archmage? He needs one more Skelly.
Yeah.
He must get it. Look at the Lich. Oh my god.
Plus 15 to enter the game. And that's pre-orb, by the way. That Lich, once it gets orb, it's gonna bully HawK around. So many Skellies already. Happy just gonna preset his attack. He gets DK level 3. And he has quite a bit of mana, actually. Like, he's gonna have 2 coils shortly.
HawK trying to buy time with the defense footies. But it's not many footies. It was only 5. Nova plus coil and they quickly disappear. And HawK is
It's not
again...
many footies. Look at this Lich, man. Clearing
And
everything
again, he's
out.
struggling. This is just what happens when you play human against happy. It's just terror from minute 3 on.
This Lich is like, by order of the Peaky Blinders, stakes out every single footy in the game except those 2 here. And once the first statue and the second statue get there, good luck engaging continuously into this, which you have to do to get those towers up behind this. The wall with the barracks by HawK, not very good either. Like, it's really not blocking much here at the expansion.
You think when the Lich was in the pub, he wasn't allowed to drink liquor, only beer, because he knew a fight was coming?
I think if you told that Lich the speech about no fighting, that Lich would ignore that for sure.
Yeah, this Lich is looking feisty. Some footies healing up in the back, the Regent Scroll doing what it can. What's the tech saying for HawK? Tier 3 has started, MK as well. Lumber management is good. Also, he's got the barracks standing. Remember, map 1, it was cancelled, so I like the adjustment by HawK to make it really early to make sure it's gonna finish. And now it's about biding time? No. Buying time, that's the one. Buying time as much as possible. He needs more time to get the knights out. And ideally wants to keep the shop standing.
He's getting masonry here. He feels the pressure, feels like he's gonna have to buy a bit of time. The Lich's entrance into the game was like that scene where Arthur Shelby is doing a jumping rope. And it cuts to him in the scene, and he's counting, he's counting, he's counting. He finishes, he stops, and he goes, 2000s.
I must say, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
But I agree, this Lich is looking stronger. Can fall back to the middle, easily snipe the item here. And Happy's playing a different variation of this strategy. Something he talked about in the interview, right? That he wants to, especially late game, diversify his play to not be so predictable. On map 1, we saw a super swift destroyer push that perhaps HawK wasn't expecting. And this time, more of what we've seen before, Banshees. Really early. He started making those temples at 40 supply. So he's going to have Master Banshees very, very quick this game.
In the previous game, there was not that many towers. It looked like that base was going to be very easily pushable, right? And they were like kind of all the way back. Now maybe the SimCity just looked at it and he's like, okay, well, you have 3 guard towers, an arcane tower, maybe even like calculated that there was going to be masonry as well. So he's like, well, trying to go broke against this might end up costing me the game. So instead he's like, you've invested so much into this that you're not going to have as many units as early as you should because of it. So instead, I'm gonna skip the push for now, go into double temple Banshees and steal all your knights. And take it to the later stages of the game. And usually when you do that, you stay on DK Lich. You don't go for any sort of Pit Lord.
Yeah, you definitely want to stay dual hero only because you want to get level 5s early. Because with Coil Nova level 3, you have a really good weapon against the mortar teams. If you can't snipe them too easy, that's super dangerous against the Banshees. MK in trouble, heal potion transferred. Throwing a Stoneball on the Death Knight, but he's pretty tanky. He also has that heal potion himself. There it is, Coil Nova, the first hero kill of the game. Might be one of many.
And DK is level 4 now, Lich is level 3. Still hitting for plus 15. That's pre-orb for you. Lich still doesn't have orbs somehow. Now we got a ghoul bringing that over. HawK not gonna attempt the intercept of the year. That would have been so sick. Imagine he picked up on the fact there is no orb. He's like, there's a ghoul on the way. Well, he would have needed his MK probably to catch that. That would probably be game winning if you steal an orb like this. And then you have Orb of Corruption on the Archmage. I play some 4v4 and let me tell you, when I see an Orb of Corruption in the Undead shop, I buy that thing because it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. There's no denying that. Happy creeping up more Mana Stone. It is fair to say the items here for Happy are not bad. As by the way, for HawK, we have the tanks coming. So I think correctly identifying Happy's going for Banshees. That takes a long time. He's going to be creeping heavy. There is some space for HawK to start laming with tanks. It's only 2 workshops, not 3, so you can't quite overwhelm with them too easily. 1-1 upgrade at the moment. And I've heard second attack upgrade is the magical one for the tanks.
Yeah, that's where you can really threaten the gold mine if you want to drop with the Zep. It's very rare to see tanks without a Zeppelin dropping them on the gold mine because attacking the buildings at the front won't be as good. Usually, look at Happy. He already has a Fiend patrolling behind the gold mine if this were to happen. And Happy, one of the things he's best at, if he actually webs that Zeppelin, is surrounding it with units, or rather filling the space under it. So that's after the Zeppelin dies, the units basically disintegrate because there is no space for them to land. Hey, he went for double Necromancer. Is he having some fun? Is he being a little cheeky here?
He's having a giggle, mate.
You what, mate? I'll have you.
Wait. Can you cripple tanks?
You can't.
I would also think not, but I'm not sure. At the moment, these don't seem to serve a big purpose. Now, if it comes to a fight, actually, Unholy Frenzy on Legend Fiends is really good. Dude, what about Unholy Frenzy on Meat Wagons? Does that work? I'm an undead player, but you know, Necros, they're kind of exotic.
That Lich has plus 20. Just Unholy Frenzy on that one would be enough for Happy to be having another smile here in a second. HawK probably thinks like this game's a big joke. He got Crystal Ball. And then out of all the items on the red, remember last game, by the way, he got Khadgar's Pipe. He gets Claws plus 12. Why not one of the 3 auras that you would have liked, your HawK?
Tanks so far haven't found an opening yet. We have more tanks coming.
Plus 2 attack on the way. I like that he's saving them. I think a double Zeb drop would be insane.
Maybe he's just adding the 2 Necros just to have Unholy Frenzy. It is 75% damage bonus, which sounds crazy, right? But it never seems to be that good for some reason. Oh, we see Possession not quite coming in. I think he cancelled it himself.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been on time anyway. By the way, HawK was going to attempt to take the bottom base, and Happy already an Acolyte in advance, and now even a Ghoul waiting for that to happen. Making sure that doesn't... I mean... Used to play against Infi on Twisted Meadows. Let me tell you, don't scout one of the bases for 1 second. The next time you scout it, there is 17 towers and it's secured.
I haven't played against Infi before, but I have experienced that feeling before, let me tell you.
Well, I have. And even in the Human Mirror, he did it on Terranas.
Did he play tanks in Human Mirror?
What?
Did he also play tanks in Human Mirror?
No. But he made a lot of towers to secure bases.
Do you remember that legendary game of Infi on Nullwood where he played tanks against an orc?
I don't think so.
And he mined like 40,000 gold. Oh, no, wait, it was like 80,000.
143 towers in that game.
And still not enough.
That's the one. No, I think he won, actually.
Well, I mean, still not enough compared to what he should have made. It should have been even more. The more, the merrier. There's still the Murloc camp here, Lich. Get level 5. I want to make sure he kills those towers. Okay, Lich with Unholy Frenzy. Let's look at that machine gun Kelly of a Lich.
Pretty fast. Because WarCraft is weird with numbers, by the way. On heroes, Unholy Frenzy attack speed is not quite 75%.
Wait, where's the tanks going? The tanks in the bottom left. Oh my god, he almost flew into the army.
I like 50%.
Happy saw it and he sent the DK mirror. He's like, oh, I gotta check this out.
Todd not interested in attack speed. Just saying, though. It is numerically more valuable on the Fiends, but of course the Lich, you want to boost them. So whenever I see these kind of Doom Drop tank attempts against Happy, they fail. But you told me, Todd, that not too long ago on Ladder, there was a super close game where Happy almost lost to these kind of tank shenanigans, right?
Yeah, but that was a different game. Like HawK was just spamming tanks from earlier in the game. He wasn't as far behind as I think he's now. And he got up to like 80 supply of pure tanks without any units, and then just try hero. Now he actually has units that are at home. They're not going to be helping for this. And Happy is so ready because of that game they played recently. He has the Fiend on patrol, the Gargoyle. Does he see it? He sees the Zeppelin. Targets acquired. He thinks, oh my god, the lasso of the Fiend brought the Zeppelin back. Are you kidding me? How is that even possible? That was so far away.
The lasso. I like it. Yeehaw! Was the Fiend. Webs him to the ground. That's more experience, by the way. That's Lich level 5.
Oh no.
At least he took out a Nerub, I guess, or a Ziggurat. The tank's doing, the wagon's doing a bit of friendly fire there.
And the Breaker wants to do one-on-one with an Acolyte in bottom left. What is this? The Acolyte is like, go home, you're drunk. Lich is like, don't touch my buddy.
50 damage per hit against a Breaker. Not bad.
Okay, so HawK's going back into units now, but he still has the 3 tanks at the top. Which Happy, I mean, if you look at his base, good luck sieging that one. You would need Blizzard 3, Breath of Fire 3, and 80 supply of tanks to eliminate him here. He has 4 wagons! That's insane, and he's getting Disease Cloud as well.
Now, the thing is, he's got a ton of supply stuck in the main, right? With the wagons and the Garg and the Fiend, so a lot of supply is not with the army. But it's still a pretty strong army. It's 4 Fiends only, but it's Unholy Frenzy everywhere. And the cool thing is, the anti-magic protects against the Unholy Frenzy self-damage.
Yeah, but you can still Unholy Frenzy with Breakers. It doesn't do it manually, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Only so many times, though.
These tanks should not go in. There is 4 wagons! This is the most ready I've ever seen an undead against tanks. And eventually he's gonna buy a Zep. Like, if he would kill those tanks now, that's why HawK needs to keep them alive. Not to feed XP, and also if he suicides them, I think Happy just gets a Zep and then counter sieges. Which you don't want.
Oh, that Nova hurts. He's got full mana. May as well spend a bit of it. Thanks to statues and mana stone, also the region is looking good.
A player's forces are under attack.
You know what the
There's only
Lich gets
3
on level
knights.
6, by the way, Todd?
Sorry?
You know what the Lich gets on level 6?
Yeah, Death and DK.
And also, +4 intelligence, baby. Second time.
Oh no, the tanks! No, HawK, no! I think he feels like he's about to be attacked, actually. So he needs to free supply. So he's gonna throw 3 tanks. That's 12 supply is gonna free. That is instead gonna replace with Breakers. How many mortars is he on? He's on 3, 4. Okay, so he probably should cut now, even though one of them is gonna get nuked instantly before the fight. 3 still one-shots, 1 Banshee. And it's gonna come down to that. Can he land the perfect shots on the Banshee and prevent his knights from getting stolen? Can he still Unholy Frenzy, send back Curse onto the undead units if it's even used at all? And also not get his heroes nuked to death in 1 second, because it's DK5 and Lich 5. Oh my god, I'm so scared for HawK.
It's a very delicate dance in the late game in this matchup. Of mortar positioning versus Banshee positioning. Normally the one who does it better wins the fight.
MK not having boots is pretty annoying because he's like so slow behind the undead army. You would like to be able to run in really fast, bolt one of the Banshees, and then put the mortars on it. Honestly, at this point, HawK, he already has 80. He should be checking the marketplace. A Rune Bracer value in this game would be like the best Rune Bracer value ever on the Mountain King, for example.
Happy and high upkeep. Quite surprising, right, that the one-base players are able to afford this. But you know how? Because he hasn't
didn't
lost a
lose a
single
unit.
unit this game. That's right.
Will he, though?
If
It's
it
hard
comes
to
to a
imagine.
fight, I should certainly think so.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine he wouldn't lose anything when there's that many mortars with Frag Shard against Banshees. Upgrades-wise as well, HawK is doing really... Oh my god, Knights are 2-3, and mortars have +2 attack, and he's going for 3-3 Knights. HawK is just gonna save as much gold as possible. He's like, okay, you out-leveled me, but I'm gonna try to out-army you, get the perfect army to counter yours, and get 100 supply.
And he has triple staff, so theoretically he can cancel 4 possessions with 3 staffs and 1 Stormbolt. But
That
it's
is
a
great
lot of
mathematics,
Banshees. I know, I was working on that all day, bro. Thank you for noticing.
Well done, well done. It's getting Dispel for 1 priest. Oh, unholy frenzy being used. Here we go. On the fiends, ask and you shall receive, Remo.
And apparently it does not work on wagons. It would have been a bit weird, but they still do a lot of damage against these buildings. High upkeep now for HawK as well. One workshop gonna go down right away. He has to be fast. These wagons are gonna make short work of these buildings.
HawK would love to be able to buy some time here, because he just broke upkeep. He just broke into high upkeep. The knights are far at the front. He steals the unholy frenzy, but possession being used at some knights at the front. Can he cancel all of them? 3 of them were cancelled immediately. Potion has to be used on the paladin. Mortar start connecting. Happy pulls back the banshees.
More teams against wagons right now. Who's gonna survive here in the end? So much disease cloud as well. Coiling over on the paladin dies. He didn't have divine shield. It's always a danger. Here he's punished for it. And Happy seems to have the bigger army still left standing. Supply-wise, though, it's very even. Nice shot right there by the Moor teams. They did connect against the Banshees for once. Happy pulls them back, though, and now they're seemingly safe. Lich in the front line taking a lot of damage. Anti-magic on him once again to protect him. Coil has to be used in a moment. Fiend count is dropping low, but the knights have been stolen. 2 of them at least. HawK has no knights left anymore, only breakers. They are at 3-3, though. But Lich level 6! And so is the DK. This must be the ult. This must be the ult. Hell yeah, there it is. Anime dead. And we have more knights, more fiends, and more breakers. And certainly the second map for Happy.
Death and Decay used on the altar as well. He can snipe that very quickly with the mid-vagon. HawK down to 43 supply against 72 for Happy, who's finally expanding. He waited to go up to 90 supply to finally go for that. The altar will die before Paladin is back. And HawK, he's in a world of trouble. He can't even fully retreat behind his base. He's actually stuck with all those farms on the right-hand side, blocking the pathway.
Oh my god, Happy absolutely destroying that fight. Archmage goes down. GG 2-0 for our Emperor.
This was every undead's wet dream game. And I guess we knew why he was smiling so much, right? He's like Doctor Strange. He sees every single possibility, and he saw what would happen on this map. Perfect items, perfect reactions. He saw everything coming. Maybe, you know what? I give up my title as the prophet. It's Happy now. Like, unbelievable. How he anticipated freaking everything. I mean, great start with the items, obviously. But man, having this Garg in position when the Zap drop is coming in, having the Necros in position for a couple of Skellies to do a little bit of damage to the incoming tanks, using Unholy Frenzy and Anti-Magic Shell on one unit, having Death and Decay and the DK ultimate to, like, perfect efficiency. Death and Decay on a castle, do you know how much damage per second that is? A freaking lot! And HawK had no chance here. This was the perfect game, I think. Pretty close. Oh man. 2-0 for Happy. Not looking good for HawK. But damn, that was impressive. Happy's always playing the same. This will be the replay until the end of time against these haters. We go into a little break, let that sink a bit, and then it's 3 match points in a row. Holy mother of WarCraft. After a perfect game like this, at least for Happy, how do we continue this? Like, how does HawK continue this?
Yeah, it's hard to bounce back after those kinds of games. This was definitely, yeah, a rather demotivating one, a deflating one. Hopefully, though, HawK can see the new game in a new light and will not carry the baggage with him from the previous matches. But especially on Titaners, it seemed like he was always on the back foot. He could never take initiative. He tried with tanks, but that just failed and was just completely slammed down like everything else. It seems like you got to surprise Happy somehow, but he sees everything coming.
Yeah, those items played a big part, honestly. To keep up with Happy, you need to be the one finding 2 cloths, and he needs to be the one to find 2 rings. I think the biggest mistake of HawK was not checking out the marketplace and buying items himself, because one of those cloths could have been his. He just had to spend the cash for it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we joke about these items a little bit, like we're making fun of rings, etc., etc. But here you're 100% right. Like, we saw Johnny Cage on Northern Isles multiple times, rushing to the marketplace as soon as he can to trade in an unfavorable item for a claw, for more damage, for something. But yeah, HawK not going for that seemed to be a mistake. This is 3 match points for the best player in the world that wins against Human with Necros. Let's see what he has in store for us now on Last Refuge.
All right, let's kick off map number 3. Can HawK challenge Happy here, or will Happy move into the grand finals without dropping a map in the playoffs? Not like he hasn't done that before. Archmage opening DK, of course. We're starting this one off standard. Last Refuge is, to be fair, one of the better maps for Human. The expansion here is easy to take. Hopefully you're going to find some claws and circlets at the beginning. And as the expansion is so easy to creep, you can turn your attention towards the DK. Once he starts running in, start pinging him right away. And I talked about this before already with Johnny Cage. You really have to target those units correctly. Put the footies on the right targets, put the AM and Water Elementals on the right targets. Make sure there's as little downtime as far as damage output goes.
What's the right target, Primo?
What?
What's the right target?
The right target is Water Elementals attack the Skellies, AM stands in the middle and attacks whatever's most beneficial, and 1 or 2 footies are always on the DK, and 1 or 2 footies are on the Fiend. So spread out your damage so that everything is under pressure right away.
Okay, you'll tell me how you think HawK's doing. I think usually he's one of the better humans at this defense, but yeah, we've seen him sometimes
Oh my god, the footy.
lose a few more workers.
Lose the
he's
first
gonna lose
footman
that.
right away. Try to buy some time here, but Happy instantly locks in the surround against the open water. That's some valuable XP.
Players' forces are under attack.
Yeah, cannot really let that happen. He's gonna be so close to level 2 here after getting this Trapper. And the Acolyte on the other side is scouting perfectly that the expansion is not being crept yet, which probably makes Happy very confident he can be there on time to disturb that. He didn't quite go for backpack here. So he's just gonna have, I guess, those 2 charges, like the one he's bringing with him, and 1 more of Road of Necromancy. So that's not the most charges ever, but it's enough to get some big skills because he has 2 Death Coils right now. How many times do we fake it here on the Magi HawK? 1. Oh, he did too much damage, so Happy gets the steal. He faked it too late.
That's really big. He got another circlet, which is nice. Happy gets the next item though. Oh, almost got surrounded there for just a second. But HawK just completely leaves the DK alone. I feel like that's not the right play. The DK is still full HP. This camp is so easy to take. You can do it basically with just Watch Elemental and Militia. And the Death Knight is just completely untouched this whole time. This is ideal scenario. Leaving the harass after killing peasants and stealing last hits and being full HP still to keep on fighting once you pick up the new rod.
Oh my god, there's an Acolyte hidden on the left-hand side. Like there was against Johnny Cage, except he was hidden even deeper behind the human ranks. He got staff already. He's gonna do the same move. He's hoping that HawK moves out, but HawK usually is pretty smart about this. Oh my god, he's headed for the consumable camp. The DK staffs across the map. That might be a lot more peasants dead because everything's out of position except 1 footman, Remo!
There's a bouncer here, but the DK is back. Lots of necromancy coming in. Coil used right away.
Dude,
Death
HawK
Knight
might
now
just leave.
out of mana.
We've seen him before after being down 0-2, get harassed a little too hard, too much to his liking, and then leaving games early. This has to be depressing at this point.
Perfect target fire once again. The Fiend and the Acolyte perfectly killing off that peasant before the Fiend has to fall back. Everything just falls into place for Happy as so often. If he cancels the Arcane, it's going to keep the door open for more and more harass. Only one peasant left to repair here, but it seems to be enough. And again, Happy doesn't stay in with a DK too long. He wants to stay high HP. The Fiends are here.
And you get the cancel on the tower. Peasants were a little bit out of position. They move back to repair it. Can he save that? The Acolyte was actually sacrificed by Happy at the Merc camp because he wants to be able to start Lich. Because he would have been on 26 out of 30. So now he's perfectly on 25 out of 30. Big save on the Arcane Tower, but another peasant will go down here. Happy achieving tremendous damage, even though HawK kind of feels like he saved that position with the tower being repaired.
Dude, he's level 3. He crept 1 green camp. On this map, that's 140 experience for the green camp. Now he's got 500.
Forces are under attack.
The green camp was irrelevant. He crept HawK, Remo.
That was sick. Sick early game execution. And every tiny little hole in your defense that there is, Happy's gonna rip open. At least the Archmage got level 3. He started the tech, in fact. Considering how many goddamn peasants have died, it's kind of impressive that HawK is able to have this sort of a situation and position.
Yeah. I've seen players win sometimes from there, but obviously it's very difficult with the Lich now being out. And when Death Knight is already level 3 here, that's what's really scary because a potion of mana is being brought over. He's soon gonna have a Death Coil, then he can drop the Circlet, use the mana potion, get quite a bit of mana back, and then start coiling away again. And we saw last game, when you run out of footmen, I think HawK is maybe tilted. Why is he attacking into this? He needs to keep his footmen healthy and start building a wall at the expansion, because otherwise he's gonna die under the same pressure that put him behind last game.
Maybe he feels that right now, before their statues, he can still trade somewhat favorably. But once statues come in, things are gonna get a lot more difficult. No, defend. Alright, there we go. Defend coming now. Blacksmith. Arcane Vault. Kind of the standard.
Yeah, HawK was only on 4 out of 5 at the expo. Like, he lost so many peasants there that he had to replace those first. He even ended up starting some of those buildings even before that. I look at that shop and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's finishing, Remo.
I think the expansion is also a little bit too far away from the gold mine. Not losing him much gold, but a bit.
Say it, Remo. I know you're thinking it.
Some might call it a Spiral Expo. I shout out to Spiral. I hope he's having a good vacation.
Forces are under attack.
Oh, not anymore.
Militia.
I heard this.
Trying to push back the undead forces, but the duration doesn't last too much longer. The shop shall in fact finish, albeit at some sacrifices that had to be expended. And of course the pressure is continuously being mounted.
Yeah. HawK's tier 2 just finished. He started Mount King instantly. Let's pay attention to his economy here. He really needs to start Castle, but because of how much pressure he's under, look at his main. And click on the altar. Since the Mountain King started, he was supposed to have started tier 3, but because of how much pressure Happy is applying, HawK has no lumber. Because he's desperately trying to get towers, which by the way won't probably finish. And he's unable to start Castle against an undead that's got tier 3 on the way, that as soon as that finishes will get back and bring over an orb. And this is why Happy wins those games. No mistakes. It just makes you fall behind, where against any other undead pretty much, HawK wouldn't fall that far behind. And then he just breaks you.
One tower cancelled, Fiend still healthy. The statue always perfectly positioned, always protected. Happy will snipe these water elementals fast. And of course the humans want to try to attack the statues with the water alleys, but they never stand for long. And we see very early Banshees once again. At around 40 supply, we see the temple starting. So Happy not gonna fully commit to trying to bust this expo, but he sure as hell is gonna make it as expensive as possible for HawK.
Now that the Mountain King is there, probably time to pull back. There is range here to throw a Stonebolt, but there is mana potion for the coil. He's not using it. Okay, there it is. I got worried for a second. Usually Fleech has level 2 here, by the way. There will be Frost Armor, which makes it even harder to kill any of these fiends, because anything that's melee will hit slower, and they'll also have extra armor. And speaking of Lich level 2, one more unit will do it. There's another coil here to save that one.
Again, Happy being hyper efficient, has not lost a unit so far on map 3. That Water Rally, that's enough for level 2. Big level up. Oh, nice deny.
Oh my god, HawK is going Aviaris in his main.
Oh.
Desperate times, Remo.
That is that is the right word. That is desperation. And he's trying to play air into Fiends and Banshees. I tell you what, if he makes it work, I'm gonna buy him a big cake in Stockholm.
Dude, if he makes it HawK, if he makes it work, you need to get a Mohawk to honor these Dragon Hawks.
Alright, you know what? Deal.
Oh, please, HawK! People don't even cover the Jester costume anymore, man.
Players' forces are
That's
under
nothing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he goes Dragon Hawks, they're just trash against everything here. Like, Fiends will web them and absolutely massacre them, but also Dragon Hawks, even if there was no web, they still wouldn't kill Fiends, probably. And if he goes Griffins, they also get countered by Fiends unless you have them in really high numbers, but Griffins is magic damage, which Banshee and AMS counters perfectly. And we already have Banshee Master Training. Those Banshees are going to come out with so much mana already with their mate.
Yeah, Banshees are stupidly good against them. Now, Possession doesn't work because Possession doesn't work against air units. But AMS, as you said, is amazing. And also Curse is also amazing against Griffins. If you have Breakers in the army, then you can work against that, but without it, not so much. Happy doesn't abuse Curse as much, usually, trying to save mana for the AMS, but it could be sick.
You know,
HawK is trying something, you know, weird, because the normal stuff ain't working. I don't blame him. But,
hey, wait a second. Happy's misreading this. He's trying to dig a hole next to his Zig so that he puts the Fiend next to his gold mine. He thinks there's going to be some sort of Zeppelin or tank drop. He thinks it's standard. Like, he hasn't scouted anything. He's so sure that HawK's playing standard that he hasn't used a Revelation. He hasn't sent any skeleton, I believe. He doesn't know that he's hair. There is a chance you have to book an appointment at the hairdresser for a special one soon, Remo, if this keeps going like this. Because HawK, if he can get up to 9 Griffins here, even though there's going to be AMS, let's assume he gets clap level 2. That would be very scary.
will it though? Once Happy gets to 70 supply, that's the thing about Fiend Banshees. Fiend Banshee doesn't have any counter. It can play against everything.
What if he retrains though? Imagine Blizzards and clap.
Alright, double down and triple down on the magic damage. It would be cool, but he's gonna need some more levels first. Happy took out one red camp across the map, got the Helm of Valor, which is pretty bad.
Happy's about to find out about the Griffin. Unless HawK can hide it, he flies away. I don't know if he saw it. I mean, he's already getting the right army technically, right? But you're kind of hoping, you know, he starts that one album. It's like, please, get Disease Cloud with it too. Don't forget it.
Well, he certainly knows now. The DK copying a good bit of damage. Does have a heal potion though, and Web is ready. Happy kiting away. The first Banshee is in, and now we're gonna have AMS available also.
Yeah, that's the only Banshee that was made so far. HawK, that might be a good time to TP here, because he's gonna lose everything. Don't stay, HawK. There's a Mohawk on the line. He's gonna lose 1 Griffin. Not 2, I think. Oh my god, it's so close. Oof. Saves it. Ooh. Was that a heal scroll or?
I think it was a heal
Players'
scroll.
forces are
I
under
also heard a Holy Light, but it looked like a heal scroll.
Yeah. I kind of wish HawK had scouted better, because then he could have just stayed away from that position and just built up his Griffin count. When you go for that build, it's really all about building up to, you know, 9, 10 Griffins, and then you're really strong.
Happy has the Banshees coming. He's got the Fiends already. More statues for more regen.
A player's forces
That's the nice thing about Griffins. They snipe statues real quick. If you're in the right spot, that is. What's the level saying? Level 3 MK with really good items. Pally level 2 again without Divine Shield. But I think against
Sweating
Griffins
yet,
that's...
Primo?
What?
Are you sweating yet?
Not really.
Oh no, HawK's forgetting a Griffin at his expo. Oh, is there the lab still of Happy? Or did he creep a part of it and leave the rest? Because I see the thing on the minimap that says the camp's still there. Well, we're about to find out. Yeah, it's there in its entirety. That's pallet level 3. If he does that with only the pallet, but Happy's on the way. Oh no, actually he does the Merc camp first. Oh my god, HawK's gonna get pallet 3.
Are you a believer?
Start googling freezer near me. Because you're getting that special cut, buddy.
We'll see. We'll see. Is that level 3? Oh, he's missing just a hair.
There's some small green camps left on the map. Okay, he's gonna dive Acolytes. That's a very good move. You can kill some of them, then Town Portal. But I mean, against most undeads, you can kill some of them. Against Happy, I don't know. We're about to find out.
Happy has home already to defend, so he doesn't have to TP here. He's going to be forcing a TP on the other side. Good amount of Acolytes going down, but that Griffin is also dead. Oh, defensive coil.
Oh my god, he
think,
saved everything!
I think that was a mistake. He should have just coiled the Griffin, but alright.
Remo! This is the best moment ever. Dude, he has so many Griffins. He has 77 supply. Okay, HawK. Get rid of some of your peasants. You got too much lumber. We need a few more Griffins. We need blizzards.
He might actually win this, won't he?
77 supply to 62. Actually, Curse might end up being good as well, right?
Yeah,
He has
Curse
nothing
is
against
really
that.
good.
I wonder if he should retrain at all. I think so, but then I guess he puts the orb on the Mountain King.
It's only 6 Fiends, not that many, but it's really good upgrades on the Fiends. 2-2. And of course, the green bubble. Oh, AMS is running out right now.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, this might be the perfect timing. Reapplied though. Alright, here we
He's
go.
bringing peasants, so he's actually gonna lose some of them and replace them with Griffins.
The epic
Happy-
battle for the haircut.
Dude, how is there still 2 footmen on there? Just kill those guys yourself.
Trying to web and kite. Trying to minimize the damage here. Smart play by Happy.
That field is not feeling anything.
Waiting for the
Lab.
militia duration to run out, which is going
Oh
to be
my
any
God.
moment now. And now Happy's going to take the fight. Nova comes in, more Griffins from the main. Curse is applied, by the way, so a lot of these shots are missing. But AMS has run out. Happy could very well be losing this fight, gentlemen. Falling back. AMS is basically all gone.
Dude, he bolted the fin that was the furthest away from him. What is this? Where's the clap? Drop the penance. Use the mana stone here.
Oh my god, he's got the mana stone.
Oh my goodness, he has so much mana. Happy. He's running out of AMS as well, which... If you thought HawK was already doing decent in the fight, wait until you see there's no more AMS against this many Griffins with 1-2 upgrades. Lich
level
gets
5 though.
That's a big level.
A lot more webs are coming in. What's HawK Supply saying? 73 is still pretty good, but also Happy at 64. He's been killing a lot of units, but Happy doesn't get much stronger beyond this point. Level 3 Pally, really good. Needs to use a bit more Hoylite maybe, but the Griffins mostly have disappeared. The supply count is still high, but not with the army right now. One more Griffins going down. Lich in trouble as well. Invo Potion though is available. One more coil comes through. HawK, I think he has to eject here. TP out. There it is. One more Griffin might be falling. Hoylite perfectly in time. But one more Griffin does go down.
Oh my god, you're so lucky, dude. You're gonna lose. He really should have retrained, honestly. Like, if he retrained and he got boots on MK and he comboed Clap and Blizzard, he would have removed the AMS, and I really think that the Griffins might have cleaned up here. You know, a lot of undeads, if they saw this, they would just, I guess, just go Gargoyles, because it's very hard. On paper, like, yes, you counter Griffins, especially if you're ahead, but now it did let HawK build up to a high Griffin count, so it could have gotten scary. It looks like Happy's still gonna win, but yeah, a lot of undeads, they would have gone Gargoyles, but I guess he already had technically the counter, right? With the temple, all the banshees.
Yeah.
He was able to curse those Griffins. So while it seemed like they were doing a lot of damage, it could have been a lot more if there was no banshees.
Yeah, if Happy had found out about the Griffins earlier, he would have just pushed faster. Like with 60 supply, a handful of Banshees, he would have forced the issue at the expansion. He definitely gave a bit too much time to HawK, but because of his impeccable kiting, he still was able to win that fight. But again, HawK has some time to produce. He's gonna
Why is he
get
keeping
back
so
up.
many peasants?
Militia,
Yes,
bro.
he has 1900s lumber. Like, this is ridiculous. What are you gonna make? Archons with this or what? Like, he's saying StarCraft. Like, science vessels coming up?
Maybe some ghosts. EMP those banshees, that would be something.
Ghosts are more costly in minerals than gas. It's really
Are they?
archons and yeah. It's really archons and science vessels, I guess, you know, that you would think about in terms of units that cost a lot of gas that you need to save for. But he should definitely kill a lot of. I think he's saving them to attack with them maybe, but it would be better to just kill them and replace them with griffins. Then his maxed out army would be even better. Right, he's gonna call the
Nova.
police.
The Shade saw it coming. Nova to slow him down. Web to follow up. AMS everywhere. We're gonna have a lot of military support, at least. But there's also level 3 Nova to consider here. One more experience going Happy's way, finding plenty of kills. These two fiends looking fairly strong. Actually, very strong. DK now level 6. Ultimate here wouldn't do anything. I guess it's the aura this time. Lich also getting more experience. Maybe he'll claim level 6 as well. AM somehow still not level 4. And the web targets go down quickly. We also have the Burrow coming in. Happy gonna TP out before losing too much. One fiend is gonna fall, but denied. And we look at the corpses on the ground. One fiend has died. And one has been sacrificed.
Yeah, Happy is not doing that amazing supply-wise, but I think TPing out now when he was starting to run out of mana on the Banshees and now sitting next to statues is the right call because he's just going to replenish full health, full mana on everything and just try and take another fight like this, which HawK, because he's going to mine out very soon, he won't be able to keep on producing as consistently as he has been so far. Dude, how did all these peasants survive? Look at them. They're all cursed and mining lumber. What the hell?
Dude, that's actually a pretty sick Banshee counter. Just mass militia to soak up all the curse. I'm not even trolling. I'm not even trolling. That's good.
No, it makes sense. That's why it's so sick that he kept. I guess he didn't really have the economy yet, right? To replace them maybe with griffins, so that's why he kept them. I mean, maybe it's calculated. It did feel to me like he should kill at least some of them. Okay, sending some to the expo. Oh no, what's happening? Is it the time?
Happy's doing the 1-0 cosplay, having 4 statues on the ground. With this many Banshees, you need a lot of mana sustain.
HawK is like, you're being transferred to a new station in Nebraska. Come over here. He might long distance mine actually from the left-hand side base.
The natural is soon to be mining out. And with that, HawK's time is running out. He's got one more attack left, HawK. One more time, 80 supply, Blizzard. That's gonna be time to go.
And actually, Happy saw the peasants headed left with his shades. I wonder if this catching his peasants might make HawK realize that there is a shade, right? Because I don't think he saw the sacrificial pits ever. Otherwise, he might have bought a dust, maybe try to use a revelation. Even though every bit of gold counts. I think he's going to redo the thing with peasants, by the way. He's going to wait until there is an engagement. He's going to call all peasants from the main base.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it.
And Happy has no town pole. There is a chance his heroes get targeted down. In the previous fight, he had a greater healing, but now that he had to use that, that DK might actually end up going down. Even though, oh my god, that's...
He is very
What the
tanky,
hell?
though.
1350 with evasion. Good luck killing
and
that dude.
With Frost Armor, he's gonna have... How much is that? 11 armor, almost.
Hey, why didn't he go DK ultimate so he could resurrect some critters? Well, the griffins are in the air.
He does have Death and Decay. Probably not really reusable in a fight, but maybe if he attacks the base.
I think HawK should buy 1 or 2 scroll, but he doesn't have much gold left to mine at the expo. He might just wait for that gold to be mined out. He's gonna call all militia. There it is, the popo.
All right, boys, this is it. 11 griffins. Is that enough, Todd?
I hope so. 2 and 3 upgrades. Nova preemptively used. Oh, that's big damage here because everything's clumped up, so he hits everything. That Lich.
So much.
Not afraid. Here we go. Blizzards being used. Yes, Blizzard level 2 is trying to make the AMS run out. Every Griffin is cursed. These guys are missing more than my pickup lines on Tinder. Can he do this?
The militia flanking from the side. Nova could take them out quickly, but Happy knows the militia running out anyways. Not so important. It's more about the Griffins. Some statues going down, but there were so many statues to begin with. The AMS, though, it's all gone. Happy down to 58 supply. HawK at 57. Who's going to come out on top right here? Mana dropping low on both sides. Lich dropping low HP as well. Stormbolt comes in after the coil, though. Lich is still healthy. No AMS to protect him, remember. Nova against the peasants. That was 6 in one go. But the Fiends also all dropping low. Level 7 on the DK. The ultimate comes in to resurrect the peasants. He's eating some of them. You can use Dark Ritual on the ultimate units. That's how he's getting more mana back. And the Griffins are falling in the end. I guess it was close.